Right now?
Yeah.
Right now.
It's 1 o'clock.
Okay.
And we are nothing if not punctual.
You want to put the fucking thing like... Are we live right now?
We are live right now.
All right, you can keep it. I'm telling you.
Well,
The audience...
I know they want me to turn it sideways, but today it's going to be straight up and down.
It's going to be a narrow ass fucking rectangle.
Yep. That way people on their phones can watch it.
Yeah, let me see.
Anyways, I'm here.
It's not too bad.
I'm here in New York City with the Absolute Knowledge Seeker.
New York.
New York.
You got 100 guns, 100 clips.
All right. Anyways, Absolute and I have just had a meal. And I apologize for the background noise, but it's much louder out on the street.
It's windy and it's fucking cold as shit.
So, yes, because I could make it here. That means I can make it anywhere.
Right. For this kind of rent and cost of living, I mean, shit, man. It's not just.
I just meant that I was able to drive here and find New York.
Not just a bunch of BS, bro. I think New York, LA, and like Hawaii are like the top 3.
Yeah, it's pretty expensive in a few other places too, but like San Francisco and the Silicon Valley, really fucking expensive there too.
Chicago, maybe. Places.
So tell me, why did
Miami?
I've done a lot of traveling. Why is New York so popular?
Well, there's a shitload of people. It's very seasonal. There's a shitload of people. There's a whole lot of shit over here.
And can you guys hear Absolute? Okay. It's a sound check. Hemi, can you hear me and Absolute okay? Good. I don't think they can hear me. Oh, we got a thumbs up from Mohammed. So. And, got to ride the subway. Little cheesy joke on the subway.
I just don't like the snow.
Yeah.
That's the one thing I don't like about New York.
I don't like all the people stacked up on top of each other.
And the problem is that all these cross dressers and penis cutters, they gather in mass around here.
Yeah. Well, you're not going to get to see AKS. He's incognito. So
pretty close, though. Pretty close.
I suppose we could make him a balaclava out of napkins.
I'm about a foot away.
I asked him about the chainmail earlier. Anyways, we have a sort of an audience, so I guess we're going to be keeping it sort of kind of toned down. But I don't know. I don't feel like it.
Yeah.
Well, Mohammed, today we had hummus and pita bread. You had chicken, and I had lamb.
It was a good meal.
Yeah, we went. There's a pizza place next door, and we were going to try the New York style pizza, but it looked terrible. It looked like wax.
It was probably sitting there since they opened.
Yeah. So we decided not to eat the pizza. We came next door to this place because it was close and it was open. Well, AKS is AKS. You can ask him yourself. He's right here.
I wrote it in the comments.
All right. Hey, Fozzie Cobb.
So we're about 5 minutes in.
Yeah. And I got to see the worst part of the Bronx today.
I don't know if that was the worst, but it was pretty bad. I'm sure there's some project. I'm sure there's some hood, like, extremely dangerous project places. I don't think it was that bad, but it was pretty bad.
They're asking about your health.
Still alive.
Good morning, Chris. How's it going? Although it's afternoon for us, it's 1 o'clock. And could one of the wrenches get rid of that bot? And we have all kinds, we're right by the subway. The public transport is pretty good.
There's always a train. There's always a bus.
Yep.
You don't necessarily need a car. You don't necessarily need a car in New York City at all.
No, you don't. So how many people live in your apartment building?
I have a 2-bedroom, all to myself.
Yeah, but in the whole building.
It's a 2-family.
Okay. So it's just like a town. You have one floor and they have another.
Yeah.
I thought you'd be living in some like 50-story apartment building, like the Jeffersons. You're moving on up to the top. To a deluxe apartment in the sky. No?
The only time that the big sky rises are a good deal. The only time they're a good deal is if you got some thick walls you can't hear your neighbors. That's the only time it's a good deal.
No, the chicken's not stuffed, but we are. We're about ready to go into a food coma.
Yeah, they could pass out. Maybe just lay down.
Yeah, Fozzie. I always used to say Fozzie Knob, but today you're Fozzie Cobb.
I go lay down. I'm on this bench and just pass out. I can't stand having neighbors.
So you should move out to the country.
Yeah.
I don't. My nearest neighbor when I'm at home is 1.5 miles away.
If I hear coyotes, or bears, if I hear an animal, I'm just gonna open the door. If I hear an animal, I'm gonna go locked and loaded it, and the noise is gonna stop. I guarantee you, whatever noise and distracts me, it's gonna stop.
No. If you're out in the country,
Unless it's crickets.
there's all kinds of noises in the country.
There's a fucking owl.
Yeah, I love the owls. The owls will talk to
You
you.
get a sniper rifle.
If you mimic what the owl says,
You're like, shut up, owl. Shut up, coyote. Shut up, bear.
the thing about coyotes is there's lots of them, and they all fucking talk to each other.
Well, my AK I'll have maybe 6 to 8 magazines. You should get 10 magazines and just for that coyotes.
Yeah, there you go.
You get 10 magazines, 30 rounds. You're not supposed to fill them up. I heard it's bad to fill them up like to 30. So let's say 28. I'll put 28. I'll put 28 times 10. That's 280 rounds. That'll kill them, all the coyotes for one night. I hope. 280 rounds. I might miss a few shots here or there. I might miss a few.
You were a Marine, so I doubt you're going to miss.
One shot, one kill. One shot, one coyote.
We have a. What size caliber is your AK?
7.62.
That'll fuck up a coyote.
At 39, I believe.
These coyotes are about the size of a, small to medium sized dog. About like a collie. They're not very big. Oh, Anita says you need to eat that coyote. Of course.
I'll eat his heart while it's still beating.
There you go. At least I have to hit him somewhere he's not going to immediately die.
And I'll stare at the other coyotes and while I'm eating his heart. I'll stare at if there's a whole group of them, I'll stare at the whole group while I'm eating that one coyote's heart.
And then you'll be king of the coyotes. And they'll follow you around.
I'll eat his life force. I'll eat his life force while his heart is still beating.
What would be really good is if you didn't even use the knife, you just use your teeth.
Yeah. And just bite his chest open. Straight savage.
Yeah. If y'all haven't noticed or haven't seen it yet, we had a wonderful joke that's been published this afternoon. Yeah, I am tired. I've been up since 2 o'clock this morning. Sorry.
Yeah, I didn't get much sleep either. And that fucking VA comes.
Yeah. I can't believe that they're treating you so rudely now at the VA.
I had to drop her. I dropped her. It was finished.
So they're going to make you go to another one, or?
Yeah, they're supposed to set me up with somebody else.
Get a guy this time.
Yeah.
This woman was not a combat veteran, I assume.
Yeah, they all have their complex because they all have their narcissism. They all have their narcissism. They all think some type of way about themselves, and because they're doctors. And it's all bullshit. I could have rotted through school. I could have been in school for 10 years and 15 years and rotted and got a PhD. It don't mean shit to me.
Yeah, but the VA doctors, what I've found mostly is they're not prior military. Most of them. I have a limited amount of experience with them because I got, when I first got out, I had the VA prescribe me Chantix so I could quit chewing. And the Chantix made me kind of paranoid and homicidal. So I had to stop that. It wasn't worth, taking that to quit chewing. There's so many different head meds out there. I don't think I'm ever going to take another head med if I can ever help it. I try and fight my colds with, hot peppers and horseradish. It clears your nose out.
I think onions. I think onions clear your sinuses.
They do that too, and they're a really good antioxidant.
I think.
But I just drink orange juice every day.
I think blueberries is like one of the top ones.
Yeah, blueberries is good stuff.
Coffee.
I like cranberries. They're my favorite.
You know what's hard to find? It's cranberry juice. It's cranberry juice not from concentrate. That's hard to find.
Ooh, yes, it is. In fact, I don't know where to find it. I do know where to find cranberries. All right, let's see. Unfortunately, we can't go have a beer.
He's got to drive, and I'm trying to recover. So it's a lose-lose.
Although I found a place to park in the Bronx, which was weird.
In the industrial zone?
Yeah. I paid my $25 to get in there, and I've got 24 hours. Well, I've been people watching here, and there are some fruits and nuts around here. But New York was sort of like a small town because we were walking down the street, and there was a guy that knew Absolute.
Yep. And I was nice enough to cut it short. Well, I said hi. He wasn't like my best friend from my childhood. He wasn't like my best friend. He was in birth. But I was like, you know what, Brandon's here. I was like, you know what, let me cut this short. I was like, you know what, Brandon's here. Let's just go to the restaurant and I'll cut this. I'm short. I'm with this guy.
I'm glad we've already eaten, so we don't have to think about brain sandwiches.
Never had an animal brains to my knowledge.
Well, my grandma used to make this stuff called head cheese.
With all the little pig parts?
Yeah, we'd boil the head. Yeah. And everything that came out.
Mucus and everything, right? With all the pig parts, yeah, you told me.
Yeah, it's pretty disgusting, but there it is.
They call boar's head.
Yep. Well, the old timers, nothing went to waste. That was, you kill it, you eat everything. What you don't, you use for other stuff. We can't just go buy this or that. Back when you're slaughtering your own animals, you gotta make do with what you got.
I would like to kill a bear that's charging towards me. It's on my bucket list.
Well, you should go up and see Chris Mitchell.
He's got grizzlies. I was talking polar bears, and some people were like, oh, polar bear will fucking kill you. My AK versus the polar bear. I think I'm gonna win.
With an AK, yeah. Not a pistol, though.
Or even 244 on Magnums.
I don't know about that.
Chest shot, base shot. Chest shot, base shot. I don't know.
I think you'd probably be best just to go for center of mass and put as much lead into them as possible.
The center mass.
You hit the lungs, hit the heart, hit it all. I am sorry for my low energy level today, folks. I apologize.
I didn't sleep either, bro.
AKS is the same way. He didn't sleep really well last
We just
night.
finished.
And we had this huge meal.
Exactly.
We let's see. We snuck onto the subway.
And we played for. We played ignorant.
Yep. And I got a free bus ride.
We played poor. We played ignorant. Yeah, just be like, look, I'm not from here. You know, I don't have any money. You do me a solid.
Yeah. So, but I got a nice little walk in. We walked around this neighborhood, which is what?
Upper East Side.
The Upper East Side. Just we're over by Columbia University, I guess.
And not too far.
So, it's too loud in here to take phone calls.
Let me see who liked the video. Get those likes up. You win rates. Actually, it's a good ratio.
Yeah. Well, we've only got like 9 people watching us. So.
Yeah. You got 9 likes.
That's really good.
Yeah, but there was more than 9 at some point.
And even though it's kind of boring right now, I highly recommend going around and seeing your brothers. You know, there's all kinds of people that are going to be doing trips. And
Plus, we got some background noise.
yeah,
I don't want to make too much of a scene.
well, you're having a late breakfast. Good for you, man. That's a really fucking late breakfast.
Upper East Side is actually one of the best neighborhoods in New York City.
Why is that?
It's higher standards, higher costs, and higher standards of living. And it's better stuff. There's less crime.
Well, very good. Let's see. I even had a joke planned after this, and I forgot about it.
Was it your mom joke?
No, I do know some of your mama jokes, but they're not really that funny. Let's see. So we could do some fat jokes about me.
We can entertain in the chat.
Yeah,
And mostly just talking amongst themselves.
yeah, that's cool too. What's up, Abe? Welcome.
Got it.
Yep. He was my last visit, so maybe if I'm lucky, I'll get a job that takes me to California or Oregon or Washington.
Yeah, I expect you'll come back here. I expect you'll be going to the same places, multiple.
Well, I gotta take something from here to somewhere else next. So I don't know what New York exports, but I'm gonna find out. It's probably German.
Well,
it's a port of entry for the European stuff.
yeah, there's a lot of longshoremen and stuff. There's a lot of docks. There's a lot of dock trade.
I don't think a lot is manufactured in New York anymore.
You don't think that what?
I don't think there's much manufacturing in New York anymore.
Mm.
There used to be a shitload. We got too expensive to do business here. We all know who to blame for that, don't we now?
Probably not just one person. It's probably top down.
Yeah. But at least the schools are turning children into cross-dressing socialists. You know, so everything's okay. Well, shall we wrap this up?
I don't know.
It's kind of just
bullshit.
Kind of dragging.
I don't know. I can bullshit for another 15 minutes. It's your show. If you're out of gas, it's up to you.
Well, the problem is we can't really speak our minds in public.
I'm speaking like 85% of my mind.
I'm at about 60. But I'm a rude bastard, so.
I'm trying to think of other danger. Okay, okay. We were talking about bears.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of what dangerous game. And I'm trying to think of besides bears and what's really dangerous that can come attacking you.
Snake.
Or an alligator.
Hippopotamus are dangerous. They kill most people in Egypt every year, right, Muhammad?
When's the last one you seen on here?
Well, Muhammad lives in Egypt, so he's got to watch out for the hippopotamus whenever he goes swimming in the Nile.
Mountain. That's true. Fucking pumas. Fucking pumas and cougars.
What was it?
Fucking cougars and pumas out here.
2 nights ago?
Can't get enough.
Or 3 nights ago. It was 3 nights ago. My game camera got a picture of a bobcat who lives in my forest. Got himself a deer. Now the bobcat, he probably only weighs about 35, 40 pounds. He's a big freaking cat, but he's still, in a mountain lion or anything like that. And these deer are 110, 120 pounds. They took him down. So that bobcat's a little badass.
I heard in Africa they have wild dogs. In Africa, there's like little groups. There's these medium-sized and groups of just wild dogs that are forced to be reckoned with, just like hyenas.
Yeah.
I'm not talking about like here and in the States. I'm talking about here. I'm talking about here in the States and what's the most dangerous types of animals here in the States.
Alligators, snakes, bears, mountain lions.
Bobcat.
I don't think a bobcat would go after an adult.
Cougars and pumas.
Badger.
It's a honey badger.
No, I think honey badgers live in India. But I don't know, and he doesn't care.
Is it running into the moose and the moose going through your windshield?
Fucking moose attack people too, instead of buffalo. Every year you hear about somebody getting killed by a buffalo in Yellowstone National Park. So they always want to go out and get their picture taken with them.
And they just charge.
The buffaloes just Say, fuck you, I don't want my picture
They
taken.
just gore. What about boars?
I don't think I've ever heard of anybody being killed by one. But they got a bunch of them around.
I remember when we did the last weeks of boot camp in Paris Island. I remember the last weeks of boot camp. They stranded us like 20 miles in the middle of Bumfuck, and we had a compass. They stranded us like 20 miles into the woods. We had to find our way back with a compass. And thank God we figured it out.
Yeah.
That was rough because they didn't give us. I forget if they gave us live rounds. I don't think they did. I was just thinking. And all I was thinking is if some animal comes out, we don't have live rounds, we're pretty screwed. We had a bayonet.
Oh, you're Marines. You don't need live rounds.
Yeah, I just beat it with the rifle. Yeah, I just grabbed the rifle and empty and just start swinging at it.
Yeah. Well, we did our survival training. We did in Panama. We did it in
29 pounds.
Yeah, in the desert we did there, and then we did one up at in Alaska. It's so damn long.
I've never been there.
The same story. You go to class for a week, and then they take you out and say, "Come back." God, that one in Panama was the worst.
I sent you to Panama.
Yeah.
I remember the trip to the Middle East. I'm not even going to tell you which Middle Eastern country, I'm not going to tell you exactly where, but we went to like 8 different places before we finally got there.
Yeah, that's MAC flights for you. First time I got deployed, I was with a squadron, but I had to go out and meet it because the squadron was on the USS Enterprise. And I flew from Pensacola, Florida, to Washington, D.C., from D.C. to Wiesbaden, West Germany, from Wiesbaden, West Germany to Diego Garcia, and then from Diego Garcia to the ship. That was a fucking hell of a flight, man. But I liked Wiesbaden because they had beer and vending machines that I was able to take. Because the flight from Wiesbaden to Diego Garcia was in a fucking C-130. The world's worst airliner. Imagine sitting sideways with net seats, and there's only like 25 of you and a bunch of freaking male.
I heard SEAL training was brutal.
Oh, SEAL training is brutal, but I was never a SEAL. I never could catch the fish in my mouth.
Your recon. Marine recon. Marine recon and MARSOC is pretty intense.
Yeah, all that special forces get the training is just it's pretty intense. I saw this thing on the SAS. They have them doing this great big hike, and then they climb to the top of this freaking mountain, and there's a guy waiting there with a Jeep, some hot tea, and they get up there, and as soon as they get up to the Jeep, he bangs on the hood of the Jeep, and the Jeep drives off to the next mountain, and they have to go over there to get their ride. That would suck. You know, you're running around the Scottish Highlands, full pack.
I remember full gear. I remember in boot camp. There was several times where I was like, yeah, we fucking made it. There was one part where we had to like low crawl. We had to low crawl through like a whole bunch of crap for like a football field of just low crawling them through barbed wire and fucking and dropping for grenades. You know, they yell grenade. They have barbed wire. You gotta crawl. You gotta weave in and out and crawl under it. They say grenade. You gotta hit the floor. You gotta hit the floor and get back up and for like 2 football fields and work with that bullshit. And when I got to the end, they were like, yeah, you're pretty much a Marine. Now we just gotta march back. You know. Now we gotta march back. I'm 12 miles. And then you're a Marine. And then you're a Marine at that point.
Well, we learned how to march in boot camp. Well, I guess it's basic training for us because we didn't go to boot camp. And then I never marched again. We would stand in straight lines.
Boot camp?
Yeah. After boot camp, I never marched again.
Oh, a boot camp. Oh, dude, boot camp was just the beginning. Boot camp was just a warm up for the haze, for all the fucking mind games and hazing and all the mind games and this PT with you get shin splints and fucking twisted ankles.
Oh yeah, there's always PT, but you know, there's a difference.
Hazing.
There's a difference between Navy PT and Marine Corps PT.
6 mile beach runs. I'm for 6 miles in boots and use. 6 miles on the fucking beach. That was rough.
The RPT test, we went out to the runway, and we ran down to the end of the runway and back.
That was your mile and a half?
Yeah. So it was a little longer than that.
We had to run 3 miles.
But at the end, we had a chief there with a keg.
We had a reward. We just got told him you have to go to work in 30 minutes, get the shit shower and shave in 25 minutes. Or you're getting a UA. Or you're getting right up.
They were much nicer to us in the Navy.
You just finished your PFT. You got 25 minutes to shit shower, shave, eat, and fucking make it to work.
Now, when we were at sea and we did them, that sort of sucked because on a carrier, it's 4 times up and back. That's your mile and a half. And coming back, it's okay, but when the ship is moving, you got to run again. You got to run into the wind. And the carriers are fast. So, you know, depending on how fast you're going, you got that much of a headwind.
And you know what's funny? Like when we got to the Middle East, we didn't PT much. If I wanted a PT, it was because I wanted a PT. Boots and utes.
Well, outlaw. I think killing bald eagles has been against the law ever since I was a kid. When I was a kid, almost all of them died because of that DDT shit. They used to use that as an insecticide. DDT is great for killing mosquitoes. But if a frog eats a mosquito that's got DDT on it, and then a fish eats the frog, and the eagle eats the fish, he gets, you know, all the DDT from all the mosquitoes that frog ate, plus all the mosquitoes that, or plus all the frogs the fish ate, and it makes his eggs, the shells are soft, and the babies don't hatch. I think sometime during the 70s, they were down to like 20 or 30 nesting pairs of bald eagles in the U.S. Insanely low number. They brought them back. All it took was getting rid of DDT.
I know that the dodo birds went extinct.
Yep.
I don't know why.
I don't know either. Well, gentlemen.
Come on, Brandon. Let's make this an hour thing. We're on a fucking roll.
Okay. We'll go for it now. We got 20 minutes left.
You know, like about Manhattan, if there's a shitload of people, which means that there's a shitload of people, which means it means eventually you're gonna run into some knockout smoke show, 10 out of 10. And they're pretty common. Like if you're in Bumfuck, you know, for you to see a smoke show is like 1 in a million. You know, here it's more common.
Well, they all have to compete against each other here too. So they try harder. Although I haven't seen a lot of super hot women.
It's also winter.
Yeah, but you think there's what, 12 million people here?
You can see the real deal in the sun. You know what you're messing with.
Yeah, because I don't think I've seen anything better than like a 7
Today.
While
I was walking with you now, really.
And, you know, absolute, he's a 10. So
I mean these girls would flip their wrist for an opportunity just to suck my, you know where I'm going.
Yeah, they probably would.
Exactly.
As long as you drank it up. Yeah, they're into that shit.
It's a little. I'm not into that. They can be into that.
You know, but I have seen lots and lots and lots, and I mean lots, of feminists.
Get a bull ring. The that stupid short haircut and the bull ring. I see it.
Yeah,
And
freaking 30-year ring.
and the 40-year-old career women, 40-year-old spinster, a master's degree, 40-year-old fucking PhD and career women who think they're better than everybody. And all they got is cat's wines and you know the third thing.
They're just practice.
You know, the crazy thing is, you know, they're past their prime. They probably weren't even that good looking. They're past their prime. They're not even that great looking. They think they're better than everybody. They think they're better because they think their career means something. I don't care. I don't care about it, bro. If I see a 40-year-old right now, I'm not thinking to myself, oh, what does she do for a living? You know, unless I'm homeless, unless I need a place, I'm to stay. I need a place, to sleep. I'm not thinking, what does she do? I'm not thinking, what kind of job? I'm not thinking, what does she do for a living?
I completely agree. It means nothing to me. Yeah. So, what do you think about, speaking of families, what do you think about getting if you ever want to have a kid, you probably don't right now, but you might someday. We think about getting a surrogate.
Yeah. I think it's a good. I think the idea is pretty good. I think the idea is great. I think we've had this discussion. I think that if you look at it just from point A to the end, if there's no potholes, if there's no mines you could step on, it sounds like a great deal. But we know I think you can get screwed with the surrogate.
Because it's in female nature to take advantage of every law out there.
They'll turn around. They'll just say, just be like, well, I want to keep the kid now, and I know a judge. He's going to throw this. I don't know a judge in our surrogate contract is going to get thrown down the toilet. That's how that happens.
Yeah.
That's the bullshit.
I've been doing a little bit of reading, and it seems like the amount of times that the surrogate mother comes and says she wants to keep her child is less than 5%.
I ain't taking that risk. And if I pick a surrogate, I'm either gonna pick. If I pick a surrogate, she has to be at least a 7, at least.
Well, if you're gonna pay that money, you can buy whatever you want.
I want a big titty, fat ass. I want a fucking smoke show and fucking surrogate. I want a big titty, fat ass, not one wrinkle, not one piece of cellulite, beautiful face.
Well, the idea is appealing to me because I want grandchildren, and I know my son has zero game.
Well, he's got daddy's looks, so that's all he needs. He just keep his mouth shut.
Actually, that's the only thing that ever got his daddy laid was his mouth.
That's what I'm going to tell my kid. Look, just gym max and take care of yourself. And you have to say shit. That's what I'm going to tell my kid. Look, status, money, work on your looks. I mean, all that sweet talking bullshit. I can't allow myself.
Sweet talking, no. Telling jokes, yeah.
I can't allow myself. To lie, that much just to get some booty. I can't allow myself to just live in fantasy world, for days on end.
If you lived, in a day where we could actually still have bands, being in the band helps. I think I prefer month mode these days. Able to work on myself for myself. See that belly?
What you want me to show the kids? Yeah, I can show that.
What do you want to show?
I don't see what's wrong with it. There's nothing wrong with the comment.
What, somebody's swearing?
Not it. No, there's nothing wrong with the thing. Nothing wrong with it.
I always let everybody say whatever they want. The only time anybody ever gets in trouble is if a female comes in. I really don't believe that women should be in the manosphere.
That's what I'll tell my son. I'll tell my son, listen, you can have fun. I don't even know what I would. You know what? I would just tell him. I would just tell him to be a somebody. I would just tell my son, just be on your purpose. And women are trash nowadays. I'm just gonna tell him straight up. Have you had this conversation with your son?
I have not had this conversation before.
How old is he?
He's 22.
What's the most red pill thing that you told him your son?
Oh, I've told him all kinds of stuff. I told him, you know, but the thing is he stopped talking to me when he was 14, when his mom took him away.
He got brainwashed.
And he believes all kinds of stupid shit that we know is not true. Still doesn't mean I want him to have, you know, a shitty life.
You guys follow each other? You guys follow?
He doesn't talk to me. He won't return my calls. If I want
Mom brainwashed him that much.
If I want to talk to him, I have to literally go to his work, freaking corral him because he can't get out of work.
Wow.
I was hoping one of these days he'll figure it out.
You should try to red pill him. I would tell him, son, you got to focus on making money and being a somebody. And hopefully, and I think for most people, that's what they want.
Yeah.
Hopefully. No, but the thing is, an experience is the best teacher. You know, it's hard to be lectured. It's hard to be lectured and to be told, certain things. Especially because all you want is a piece of ass. When you're in your 20s.
And from the minute you're born until you figure it out, you believe this fairy tale. And that's really all it is. And having that, that reality that you thought it was just like the Easter Bunny and Santa Claus, finding out that the fairy tale that you've been taught your whole life is bullshit.
You see, and then I asked myself, if I was red pill from the jump, then I asked myself, if I was red pill and I never had this Disney fairy tale, bullshit, an idea of the way things are, how would I be different?
Well, if you never had it, then you don't have to overcome it. When I was young, it's what you were supposed to do in life: get married and have kids, raise your family, die with your family around you, and that was a complete life.
Yeah, I'm glad that I got the amount of ass that I did.
Well, we're losing audience.
can't handle the red pill and no nonsense.
And I'm about ready to go to sleep. So we're at an hour, 5 minutes shy of an hour. So I think we're gonna wrap it up.
I want to play this thing back.
You can watch it as many times as you want. That'll get us more views. All right, boys.
Hit the like button, you ingrates.
Remember, no marriage, no cohabitation, and no children. Peace out.
Right.